Here we are. We're live. This is what work is. This is it.
It's very exciting.
This is it. Coming to you from Danbury, Connecticut, the new home of my old friend Larry Kosilla. In the house on video. We don't have. You don't know this because you don't actually probably listen to my podcast or watch it.
I listen to every one of them.
We built a new studio rig at the studio.
Yeah.
So now we have like multiple cameras and they switch cameras and we drop in assets and stuff like that.
And that goes on YouTube.
Yeah. So we watch on YouTube. Here, this is going to go on YouTube, but we only got the one camera and we only got the one mic. We're testing the portable rig, as it were, today.
You're at my house right now. You get one corner of my house.
We're at Larry's office in his house, and we're doing it from here in the middle of the woods, Danbury, Connecticut. It's lovely up here.
That's pretty nice. It's quiet.
Nice.
It's nice to have a little quietness for the little person.
Yeah, because you have a kid.
Yeah,
you have
man.
a kid now. But I always wondered because when I come up here, I'm like, yo, this is dope. Because when I leave my house, I pull out of my garage, and then it doesn't matter if I go north, south, or east. I can't go west because that's the ocean.
Yeah.
But north, south, or east, I can't. I have to sit in traffic. I have to go light to light for at least 10 miles in any direction to not sit in traffic. And, which, look, I'm not complaining. I like it just how it is. So when I come up here and I'm like, wow, you can leave your house and you could go for a 10-minute drive that's a really nice...
After this, we're going to go north. You're not going to see anybody.
Yeah, we're going to... you've got this 964 that I've driven before you did a bunch of other things, and now we're going to... But, we're going to set up the cameras in your driveway, and then we're going to, turn left out of your house, and that's it. We're just there.
Pretty much.
So, on the one hand, I'm kind of jealous. On the other hand, I like walking to restaurants.
Yeah. That we don't have. But, at night... It's so black that it's
Could it be none more black?
None more black. 6 feet down in a coffin, that kind of black.
Yeah. Can you see good stars up here?
Yeah, if you look out that direction.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, part of me wants to move to the woods. The other part of me, I feel like I'm sitting in a weird angle. I feel like I'm being I don't know, hosty, too hosty and not... I don't know. I felt... those of you watching the video will probably know how I feel. And really... We're just trying to fit all this into one GoPro shot.
Yes. I think the shot is about this.
I know. I think I might even be hanging out of the shot.
I think you are because I put the stuff right here.
Oh, that's the edge?
Yeah.
Well,
you're half in, half out. And the side of your face is probably huge.
They know what I look like, whatever. So Larry is one of my oldest friends. And we started in the business of being videos together.
2006?
6?
Late 2005. The first one we did was the helicopter.
The helicopter one. That was a wise use of money, wasn't it?
$5,000 for 3 hours.
That was
which was 2 months worth of work.
We didn't really... Okay, so here's the thing that doesn't really happen anymore. there's a thing. So we did a video, and we rented a helicopter, which, there weren't
At
drones.
the time, that was baller stuff.
Oh, no, it was.
We were amazing.
And if you did it today, it would still be baller.
True. It just, but the value, you throw a drone up and it's 50 times better.
Right, there were no drones.
Right.
So, but what we didn't know is that the camera on that helicopter had shot in a format that you had to go to a special lab to transcode.
That was
it.
Left out of the... Hey, we need to tell you something about this whole film. Hey, this is amazing. We watched it, we had a little clip that we watched. Oh my God, this is amazing. It was okay, great. Can you give it to us? And we gave it some crazy code.
It was a tape that was this big, and you go, what do I do with this? Yeah. And they go, not sure, really.
Not sure. We filmed it, man. Rock on. You and I had the first Gen I, Apple computers. It didn't have any of that sort of...
It didn't do anything.
Software, yeah.
No, it couldn't. No, you needed a deck to deck, some kind of a crazy.
I remember for years. I think you may have seen it. I had it in boxes.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was this is so stupid.
Eventually I took it into the city.
Oh, did you?
And I was because someone was I know a guy who's got.
Or was it your Gray and Gustafson or what?
Yeah, no, we took it. I had worked for the branding company, and I took it there, and
they're what the hell am I supposed to do?
What do you do with? And then we found out it was $300 a minute to transcode the footage.
Right,
It was some There was not a lot of foresight. We didn't.
Not a lot of thought put into that. It was
but we didn't know the right questions to ask.
True.
You know what I mean? Now, if we did that, one of the first questions would be like, "Oh, you've got this fancy camera on the nose of a helicopter. What format does it shoot in?"
Yeah.
No one.
I was more concerned about like driving and then looking at the helicopter, going like, "Wow, we're really cool right now." That was about as far as I went with.
That was about it.
Yeah. And then flying next to the Tappan Zee Bridge, I just can't. Every time I think of that video,
we get a permit for that?
No,
how
that's
did you just? How do we do that?
It's like super sketch now. I don't even know how. We were just like, yeah, and the guy's like, all right, I guess we'll follow you.
I guess we'll fly under the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Like really bad idea.
They're doing well with that Tappan Zee Bridge construction.
They got. I think they opened it up recently.
They opened the other one?
One side.
No way.
Yeah, I think it's pretty soon. Either now or next week or something. It's like a big deal. One light.
It's a little local for those not from New York. The Tappan Zee Bridge was designed and built in the
1700s.
In the the
super
early 1900s, right? But with a 50-year lifespan that they've gone over by what, 30?
Yeah, and the amount of cars that go over that is like staggering. I try to do the math on how much. I think it's like, what is it, $12 or something, or is that GW?
The GW I think is 12. I haven't physically paid a toll.
I just want to sit there one day with a clicker. I mean, it's got to be like millions of dollars a day.
A day.
And I always go like, hey, does that go to the bridge? And the little dumb research I did is actually it goes to the state, and the state gives the money away.
Well, don't New York City's tolls pay for the entire rest of the state's highway maintenance?
I think it's something like that. I mean, it's multiple millions a day.
I thought someone told me, I don't know if it was my dad or someone who was involved more in like the business of whatever, of city government or something, but they said that the New York City metro area bridge and tunnel tolls pay for the entire rest of the state's.
That's probably fair. I mean, $12. I think it's actually more than that now. $15?
I just saw somewhere where they had a toll to pay for a bridge, and once it was paid off, they got rid of the toll. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's not New York style.
No, but at least they, like, I've been going over the Queens Midtown Tunnel and whatever, and they're at least getting rid of toll booths.
Oh, no, you're talking about the Henry Hudson? At the end of the Henry Hudson, you go over?
Yeah.
And it's just drive-through?
Yeah.
The problem with that is, for me, is I don't like putting the Easy Pass up.
Because of how it looks?
Yeah, and so when I get there, I go, like, oh, shit, and I go like this, and I try to run.
You don't paint it anymore? Remember we used to paint it?
Yeah, I got pulled over and got
for painting
really big trouble.
No way. So the Easy, not every state, but most states have some sort of toll tag system. It's just a little box about the size of a cell phone, but it's painted like, bad white. Khaki pants.
Yeah. Some are white, some are khaki, some are weird.
So we used to paint them. We would spray paint them. We'd spray paint them black, and they hide up in the windshield real nice. But you actually got ticketed for that?
Yeah, going over the Throg's Neck, I got stopped by this dude. He tells me to stop. I'm like, and the toll goes up. Sometimes you got to stop because it doesn't work for whatever reason.
Notes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the guy, he tells me to pull forward and go into the yellow box, whatever. And so I go up there, and he's like, there's blue, white, and I think khaki or something, and red for police.
You can order. Yeah.
No. Those are for like.
Oh, they're issued.
If you're a cop or something, it's blue. If whatever is red. And he's like, bro, we don't have anything that's black. And I was like, oh, wait. I was like, my guy's played a trick on me. And he's like, what? I'm like, come on, Larry, come on. I was like, come up with something. I was like,
you're like, who are these guys? What do they do?
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I work at a tint shop. Because I always say tint because at the time I was in my Impala. Oh. So my tints, I was like, oh, I work, we have tints. Because just anything because I knew I was going to get a ticket for that. And so I said that they played a joke on me and they painted it so that I wouldn't find it and I would forget it or some BS excuse. And he took it.
He confiscated it.
He confiscated it. Yeah, he's like, we could give you a ticket, we could blah, 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 but we're just going to confiscate it. I was like, okay. I was like, I got
Did he say you could just call and get another one?
I called the company, Easy Pass, and said, this is the deal. There was something wrong with it. I didn't tell them that we painted it black because they'd be like, what are you, an idiot? And so they sent me a new one and I didn't paint it.
Yo, but it looked good painted black.
It was great.
Though, right?
You couldn't see it. Yeah, so now I fumble every time I go through it and I try to put it up on the thing and it falls on the ground and it's just a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. The ones we have in California now have a little switch on them. Right? So there's certain toll lanes where you don't have to pay the toll if you have passengers in your car. Right? So you pay the toll if you're by yourself, but if you've got a +2,
but how do they regulate that?
I'm guessing they take pictures and compare because the thing, my little Easy Pass box, it's called Fast Pass in California, has a switch that says 0, +1, +2, +3.
And so, like, if you have plus one, you do...
I moved the toggle switch over to plus
so
one.
Ridiculous. How much money are they losing on that deal?
It's dumb.
Here's
how much money they're losing on that deal. It's if you don't have a thing, it's done by license plate. And in California, nobody puts plates in their cars. So we drive.
Why you guys are like so in debt?
Oh, dude, I drive around Hannah's car. We leased it in December of 2015. No license plates on it. We're a year and 9 months on this car. It's got no plates on it. My Mercedes is a 2001, and I'm driving around with no tags on it.
Oh my god!
And I've not been pulled over. I drive by cops all the time. I just got the plates. They're sitting in my trunk. You always get one. You always get, I forgot. That's the one you get.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. You got a screwdriver? I'll do it right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if I went to 2 concerts in San Diego in the last month to get these big tolls. Yeah. So I'm like, shit, I ain't putting that shit on. Just mob all down the tolls. It's great. What do you do? Speaking of cameras and tolls, though, Iceland. I was in Iceland filming last
couple weeks ago. We were texting each other then. Yeah.
Well, I got there's very little enforcement in Iceland of speeding. Oh. Iceland is like a super obedient society. Like these Nordic, all the
I was just in Norway. They're like super.
Norway's crazy with the speeding too, right? Yeah. All the Scandinavian countries, they're crazy with the speeding, but there's like no enforcement.
Right.
And so if you're, in the cities, you'll see a cop or a camera or whatever, but out in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I'm not from there.
Yeah.
I'm just mobbing,
whipping.
But I got 2 tickets in like 100 yards.
In the city?
No, there was a tunnel.
Like a fjord cop or something?
There was no photo tickets. There was I didn't get pulled over. I was driving as if there were no rules for days. I mean, for days, as fast as I felt.
Did you blow a light or something? Or?
No, there was 2 speed cameras. There was a very long tunnel. There was a tunnel that was like 10 kilometers.
Yeah, you could totally time that.
Yeah, and I was mobbing, and it was way too late, and I got 2 tickets. One for 141 in a 90 kilometers. 141 in a 90.
What's that in English?
It's like 85 miles an hour in a 65 or so.
Yeah, so reasonable thing, not like...
Yeah, and then another one was for 128K in a 70.
All right, so they have it there's no judgment calls. It's like you hit a certain number,
there's
over.
Great photo of my face. Like this.
That picture must be great.
No, and there could be like a judgment call. Like if I was in... Meaning
like a cop's not going to go like, all right, whatever, I don't feel like getting out of the car because it's cold. It's a computer going, he's 1 mile an hour over. Boop, we can get the ticket.
It's not. There's no humans. It's photos.
That's what I'm saying. There's no judgment call. There's no. I'm not going to get out of the car because it's snowing. I don't care. Go by.
No,
but the computer just goes like 1 mile an hour.
The computer goes ding. I don't know if it's what the threshold is,
right.
But it was enough that I got. There was one at the beginning of the tunnel and one at the end of the tunnel, and I got both.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 tickets in the same tunnel.
Well, how much were they?
$400 each.
US dollars? $400 each?
Well, technically it was 39,000 Icelandic kroner each. Which, when you get a bill that says you owe 38,000,
I don't understand. How did you get the bill? Through the rental company?
Press car.
Oh, it's a press car.
I was in a press car. So McLaren got the ticket, and then McLaren was like, "Hey, buddy, guess what you did?" Because it goes to the registration of the vehicle. In fact, there wasn't even a person's name attached to it.
They just had to go back and say, like, Matt has
the Icelandic government was like, to whom it may concern, they sent it to the owner of the car, which was McLaren, and it was like, to whom you must provide us the driver's name and blah blah blah, and I'm not going to leave McLaren, sitting on the bill.
That would be bad. Yeah.
Now, if I had rented a car or something,
right?
I might have stiffed whoever with the bill.
So that was like $800 you had to write a check for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, but like, you pay the cost to be the boss, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you decide that I'm going to drive around this country that I don't live in as if there are no speed limits,
you get nailed.
Which I did. Yeah. You pay the cost.
Right.
I didn't get arrested. I didn't get deported. I had fun. Mm-hmm. I just got a little taxed.
What kind of McLaren?
570 GT. It's quite lovely. Yeah. Actually, first McLaren to ever go to Iceland.
So it was worth $800 in my mind.
That's why I'm not so mad. When I first got the email,
I'm sure
I was like, God damn, because
$800's a lot of money.
I don't get paid very much to make this TV show, frankly.
Right.
I make more money.
That was Drive?
It was Drive NBC, and that is the lowest paying job for the most amount of work that I have.
Yeah.
And between that ticket, and between a little shopping trip I went on in Iceland, I pretty much lost money on that trip. But I went to Iceland on someone else's dime.
That's always good.
Yeah.
That's what I did in Norway. So it was fun to do that.
Did you go to work?
Yeah, man. I
Norway?
gave a talk, like the keynote speech for this detailing convention. It's like the biggest one
in
outside of they are
they nuts about up there?
Like way bigger than US.
Why are they so crazy about detailing up there?
They're really like
because of the winters?
Nah, they're just fastidious about doing things right. It's really it's not like weird.
No,
it's
that's
great.
kind of a Scandinavian thing
very,
in general. Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. They're nice people in the world, but
procedure. They like procedures.
They like procedure. It was like absurdly I was like, oh yeah, sure, free trip, cool, I'll give a talk. But when you get there, you're like, oh my god, like there's like 1,000 people here. Yeah. In some random city, you know what I mean?
What city was it in?
Good question. I can't remember right now.
There's 18 consonants in it.
Yeah. Torben.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that one.
I think it was Torben. Somebody's going to yell at me right now. It's on the video. Okay. But yeah, it was cool. It was right on the water. It was beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they're just super nice people, but obsessed with detailing. Yeah,
and they have a real problem with speeding there. They just had an issue with Top Gear. Top Gear
in Norway.
Yeah, they were doing
the fjords are like roads, and there's like 400 miles of straight.
No, it seems amazing. Top Gear had they were filming in a tunnel, and I think the speed limit was like 70 in the tunnel, right. And one of the Top Gear like stunt drivers or something did like 150 miles an hour.
Wow.
They kicked the whole film crew out of Norway.
That's pretty extreme.
Yeah. I mean, wow. That kind of stuff happens, though. I mean, even when you're making a big budget TV show, that kind of stuff can happen. There's pressure to get the shots. There's pressure to, when I got these tickets in Iceland, it was like, part of me was like, why should I be responsible for this? Like, part of my job here is to like mob these roads. Right, like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and my first reaction was like, fuck that! I'm here to drive fast. This should be the problem of the person who sent me here to drive fast.
I'm not responsible for my actions.
Yeah, no, I mean.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, you're trying to make a video, trying to do something, camera worthy, and you got nailed for it.
Well, the producers asked me. They go, were you rolling camera when you got it so we can put it in the shot? And I go, let me explain something to you right now. If you find a video of me speeding, of me going, hey, was that a camera or whatever? And it makes it into the show, you're paying me $800. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They said, well, we'll look through the footage. I said if that shot is in the video, that's your $800. You know what I mean? It's my $800 if the driving happened on my time. Right. If it happened on camera, that should happen on your time.
I just realized I have film of you and I in a car somewhere, and you getting pulled over. Do you remember that? I don't know if you got a ticket then on one lap. I kept the camera in my lap.
Oh, from one lap, yeah. In the X5M.
Don't send me any bills, yeah. X5M. I don't know if you got a ticket then. Remember,
because the whole video. No, because the whole video was me talking my way out of the ticket.
That's probably what it was. Yeah.
If you have that somewhere, I'd like it.
Yeah,
you still have it?
Oh yeah, it's up on the internet. It's the one lap video. It doesn't get a lot of views. It's one lap.
No, I know.
But it's the end of that video.
We should find that clip, and because it's pretty much all audio anyway, right? It's pointed at the ground.
No. There's video.
There's video?
Like, I was holding my finger over the light.
Oh, really? Okay.
The light on the thing.
Yeah. Oh, the blinking light.
Yeah. So I was holding it and just being chill and super low, and you were just. I was like,
was I on fire?
Oh, dude, you were killing it. The guy's like, oh, that's great. This is wonderful. I'm like, he's making friends with the cop right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I remember he turned around.
But before I get out of here, you should maybe give me that clip. And
I have it somewhere.
If you've got the clip, maybe I should drop it at the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
I think people would enjoy that.
I think so. At the very minimum, they can go to
what did I say? I was on point. I forgot what I said.
You were just like being very
I was just being like funny and witty,
and at the end of it, he was like, "This is great. It was nice meeting you." I'm like, "It's like I'd be in jail right now." And then when we left, I was like yelling at you, I'm like, "This is ridiculous. How did you not get a ticket?"
I've got a lot of those. Yeah. I've got a lot where either I talk my way out of it, and I've got other ones where the cop is and unconscionable dick to me for no reason. I had one.
If you're in a nice car, there's like that.
Dude, I got pulled over at like 6 a.m. leaving LA, going somewhere in like a Lexus press car, and I was going. When I tell you I was going 7 over, and I got pulled over, and the guy talked to me like I had a dead baby in the trunk.
Full lecture.
And he pulled me out of the car. He gave me the. Do you know how fast I had to go to catch up to you? And I was kind of a dick, and I was like, well. It probably wasn't worth it. Honestly,
it's probably not a great.
He gave me the I had to endanger lives to catch you, and I was like, really for a 7 over was that was worth it, huh? Like weaving in your Crown Vic at 120 miles an hour. Yeah, so whatever.
Oh, cops.
Whatever. Should we talk about detailing? Do you care? Do you want to talk about detailing?
I talk about detailing all the time. I'm happy to chat about it.
That's why people are like, do I want to talk about modifications to cars? And I'm like, nope.
No, we can talk a little bit about it, but I do have some questions for you. Which
about what?
About car stuff. Oh, that's fake. So I'm trying to figure out, and then we should talk about some detailing stuff, but I'm trying to figure out, I know you get this all the time, and I do for real call Matt, not like, hey Matt, can you help, but more like, Matt, I've known you for 20 plus years, can you actually help me out? The car that I have in the driveway right now,
Ford Edge Sport.
The Ford Edge Sport. That was probably one of 3 I think you gave me, and like,
did I recommend that?
Oh, you definitely did, because I was like, I think I like that car, and you're like, yeah, I think it's cool.
But you gave me like some kind of qualification.
Oh, I gave you. I don't remember what it was, but you gave me 2 or 3 cars, and one of them I looked at in the Ford. And I'm like, I think I'm not supposed to like the Ford Edge. Like, I'm not supposed to.
It's not really like a car guy's car. It's like a car. It's like the Ford Edge is like the fast crossover that no one ever thinks about.
Right, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I've gone over $2,000. Like I drive like a little old lady in it because I have a, you know what I mean? It's like I have a baby seat in the back. Like I don't really care. I just want to like go somewhere, and I like the look of it.
It does look good. When I pulled into your driveway, I was like, it looks good.
It's just a cool looking car, and
nice.
So like I feel like I'm not supposed to like it. It's coming up on lease. As a matter of fact, my miles, I'm already 200 miles over, and I have like 8 months left.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I did the calculation like a nerd. I'm like probably 60,
how terrible is it?
6,500. Because I drive
dollars.
Yeah, because I drive.
You have to spend $6,500.
Right now, I don't have to spend anything if I didn't drive the car, but I have another year.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So,
you're so
and my
fucked.
buyout's $25,000. So I'm like, do I buy it out? Because it's like that's $6. That's really I'm playing with $20,000 at that point.
Yeah, the buy. Yeah.
And then like now I have a car that's like.
If you
older.
bought it out at the end of the lease, you'd have been net $20,000 into a car with what? What, 3-year-old car?
3-year-old car. The sticker was like 48 or something because it's like ridiculously loaded. Remember the whole story where I bought it? I got it on the story I'm talking about, or should I explain it? Basically,
they don't know.
The short version is, I really wanted this car. I needed to make a move. My Impala, which you saw over there.
It's very sad looking right now.
Yeah, I know. A whole other story. I drove the other day and I turned the air conditioning on just to see if it worked. And like, if we had it on camera...
Tell me feathers came out.
No, like, full on smoke went like, woo, enough where I had to like pull over and stick my head out the window. I was like, oh God, this is such a like kid moment here. That
it might be time for that one to go.
So I'm either going to redo it or get rid of it. But anyways... I called up the company. I said, I'm putting my money. I gave them the credit card. Long story short, they said yes, because there's only, that's kind of a rare car in that particular color.
Okay.
It's not like a McLaren.
It's not rare, but just you're
it's
not going to find one on a lot.
No, you're just going to walk up and find one. You have to really. So I found one in Jersey. I gave them the deposit. I got my pregnant wife in the car at the time because I needed to go pick it up. I was like, done, deal, because my car is shot.
Yeah.
We got halfway there. We're on the bridge. And the guy goes, oh, by the way, I didn't realize, but we sold it. And I'm like, I'm going to kill you. So we had to turn around. I called you. And I'm like, pissed off. I'm like, Matt, do you have friends at Ford or whatever? So they ended up finding me another one and giving me a ridiculous deal on it because that was like off the charts loaded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need all these crazy things. But they hooked it up. So that's the story of this car. I got it for 3 years. But like an idiot, I only got, I think, 10 or 12,000 miles on it. And I drive to the Hamptons.
You were going to drive a lot more than that.
So
there was no way you were doing 10,000 a year.
I'm way over. So I don't know what to do with that one. But I guess that's my first question.
I mean, look, you can buy it out. Does it work properly? Have you had issues with it?
I haven't had any issue. Some electrical things, like sometimes it doesn't know where the key is and stuff like that, but that's pretty minor.
Basic?
BS. Like where I just pick up the key and like somehow didn't know it was there. Other than that, I think it's fantastic, but part of me doesn't want it. You know what I mean?
You don't want to own it.
No, I kind of want.
Just more thought.
Then I looked at. I'm friends with Paul Miller, like actual Paul Miller.
Yeah.
Paul Miller, and the race.
I met Paul Miller.
He's a super sweet guy.
He was nice.
And I was like, hey, now that we're buddy, can I borrow that Macan for the weekend because we're doing a track day?
Macans are dope.
I drove it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Really?
I just said it's not me. I don't know what it is. I was like, I'm supposed to like this. I'm
That's
a Porsche
so
dude.
funny because Nick, my housemate, has a Macan, and every time I drive it, I go, "This is great." And it's probably because I sit in that traffic I talked about, and for sitting in traffic, it's brilliant. So why didn't you like it?
It sounds really dumb on camera or whatever, but it didn't have a je ne sais quoi.
That's fine.
I just was like, I'm not into this car.
Cool.
I was really upset with myself because I bought a GTS.
$70,000.
Yeah, this one was like 83 GTS. I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And so on that point, the question is, what do I do with this one? Because the lease is going to come up. Do I buy it out? The second one is, if I get another car, what is it? Because I do want it something sporty. So I was thinking, M5 or M3 or something cool, same kind of lease, a little bit more than that, but then I'm like, I'm a BMW guy, but I'm not really a BMW guy. And then I'm like, does that matter? Like, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna say, see how crazy I am? What car?
Well, this is why you always ask me about. You a couple times asked me about like something being on brand.
Right.
Where you've been like, if I get this, is it on brand? If I get this,
right.
And whereas my response to that is, you make the brand.
Right.
Like you're a tastemaker, so you define what the brand is. You don't need to follow the trend. You are the trend.
Right.
So I would say you should buy what you like.
I mean, the dream car would be the 9911. As soon as the 2
Can
comes
you
out.
have that as a work car?
No.
You can't, because you need to fit stuff in it, right?
Don't you? I put my detailing stuff in it. Yeah, so it's kind of.
But can you fit your detailing stuff in the trunk of a sedan? Of a decent sedan?
Like an M3?
Like an M3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it help you to have a hatchback, so like the edge, where so you can have like a bit of a workstation?
Not really. I mean, it's helpful in the fact that I can just jam everything back there. Like occasionally when I know I'm doing like a huge job and it's not at a location where I already have stuff. Like 90% of the jobs are like that. I don't really take on jobs where I have to like
load it, like
compressors. Yeah. So sometimes I put it on the back seat, like a bag or something. Nothing crazy, not like lights or something.
Yeah.
So. But I do have to take my son around every once in a while. When we go somewhere, I want to go in my car.
Accessible back seat and a trunk, pretty much.
Yeah, and have a good time, and not a manual, like 1,000% not a manual.
It's fine.
So that would be like the daily, and then part of me goes like, well, what if I just get rid of the daily and somehow figure out to get a 991 after the 2s come out, because I think there's going to be downward pressure on the prices of the 1s.
Yeah. Well, the 991 1s are used cars.
Right.
They're not like special. They're used cars.
And I think people are getting rid of them right now.
You mean just the Carreras or GT3s?
Oh no, I gotta go GT3.
GT3 is gonna be tough.
Right.
They're not gonna come down the way that a regular, Carrera or GTS or anything. Because it's like a lot of people are not necessarily going to be trading out of them for the new one. They're just also gonna get the new one. All these guys I know who own GT3s in LA have 4 of them.
Right.
They've got a 991 or a 997, then a 997 RS, and then a 991, and then they have another RS.
I mean, they're ridiculous cars.
People hoard these things.
Yeah, they're amazing. It's also outrageously priced at this point. I have a buddy who got rid of one, and he was like, "Dude, take it. Dude, take it. Dude, take it." You know who bought it? Ice-T.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he sold it to Miller for $127.
Ice is going to have tasteful cars now?
Yes.
I love Ice-T, but his cars are not tasteful.
The color is kind of this color, like blue, like the
really?
whatever blue.
Like Miami blue?
It's not the deep, rich blue. It's
the light blue. The blue that's almost got like a gray in it?
And it's got the silver metallic wheels.
Oh, that's fire.
Gray interior. It's a beautiful car. It's my buddy's. And he's like, I traded in 127. They sold it for 147 like 10 minutes later. Yay, Miller.
That's why
it's business.
So, I don't know. You can, for your edge, I mean, if you're that much over on miles, because it's like, how many miles does it have on it now?
36.6.
I feel like you got to buy it out and
that I should just keep it.
Yeah.
Because I actually like the car. I don't want to like it, but I like
the car. Is it held up?
It's held up fine.
Does it look nice inside? Does it feel good?
Feel tight? It's all clean. Yeah, everything is perfect.
Buy it out.
Got a few scuffs on the rim or whatever.
Then buy it out.
Yeah. And just keep that and then...
Keep that. Ditch the Impala. I think I need to get rid of the Impala. And then, save up for your Porsche. I know how you feel. I'm constantly shuffling and like I'm looking for like the perfect car and like I can't find it right now. I mean, I can, but I can't afford it.
Right. We can all find the perfect, like the 991 would be a perfect car for me, but $150,000 for 9911?
No.
That's bananas right now.
No.
I think that car is $115,000 car. You can find one like that.
Do you consider it, like, do you put, like, I put value on a car based on what I think the driving experience is worth. Like, I think a 991 GT3 is about $115,000, $120,000 driving experience, right? Mm-hmm. If you ignore investment possibility,
I'm not thinking about that.
Forget that.
Yeah. Look at the car downstairs.
Right. How it looks, how it drives. Right. $115,000. Yeah. I think a 997 GT3 is about a $75,000 driving experience.
Yeah. Well, those are at 100 now, but yeah.
But they ain't worth it. Yeah. Not if you're talking about the experience of driving it. It's not a $100,000 driving experience.
I agree with that. I think the 9911 allows you to drive it daily. I keep looking at
because it's automatic.
Because it's automatic. Yeah. It's kind of plug and play, and you're good to go. I love my 964. I'm not saying anything bad about the 964, but to drive that every single day.
Car.
I mean, I get out and it's literally just pouring sweat.
Do you have AC in that car?
No AC, no heat.
Yeah. Oh, you have no heat either?
No, and the
Why
thing
don't
is,
you have heat?
Because when we plug, first of all, there's no cats in it. And so when there's no cats in it, it does some funky thing. Basically, the way that you heat a 964, I'm sure you know this, is off the exhaust heat.
Well, that's how you heat, like most cars, is from like engine bay heat.
Right. So the way it does it is through the exhaust. So there's a pipe, and somehow somebody listening can probably correct me, but it goes through the entire HVA system. So when I have like the race motor in the race exhaust and and all this stuff,
the plumbing
it blows freaking exhaust into my face.
Actual exhaust?
Yeah, back in the day. That's why I was like, this is crazy. I can't do this. So we changed it around. Clearly there's a problem. It's not supposed to be that way. But there's still they fixed it and it's better now, but there's still like this remnants and the fan kind of blows all the time. Not blows, but when you have your vents open, it just kind of comes out. There's always this faint and it makes my eyes water. So I went under there one day and there's like these little plastic tubes. I just went boom, boom, on both sides. I pulled them off. And I'm like, screw this. I'm not going to have like the tiniest bit of heat.
You got nothing.
Nothing. But the wind blows now. So if I'm driving and it's like November and the roads are fine and it's 50 degrees, it's 50 degrees like this the entire time.
You remember when you bought an all-wheel drive car so you could drive it all winter?
Yeah. And I basically neutered all the all-wheel drive out of it, meaning I set the suspension up to take all the push out of the car. So kind of like, I mean, unless you put Blizzaks on it.
Is there a point to having the all-wheel drive?
Not really. I sort of neutered it out. Having said that, on the track,
is it worth taking it out?
You can take it out, but it makes it muddies a lot of the things up. Oh. So I don't think I'm going to do that because the way I've learned to drive it now and the way that I've neutered the push with the suspension. Yeah. So like if I took that suspension and put it into a regular C2, you would die immediately. Uh-huh. You'd spin around. So when I'm going into the turn, I cars pile up behind me. When I come out of it, I'm screaming. So it's like the best and worst of both worlds.
So you're cautious entry, but then you're early on the gas.
Way earlier than everybody else. Like so much earlier because the front wheels are pulling me through, and I'm not worried about hopping on the gas and spinning out. Oh yeah. Huh. So that it's a give and take. I think it's amazing. So it's a great car. I love it.
But you have no climate control at all.
Right. So it's a little rough. My wife hasn't been in it in 4 years.
Hilarious.
And it's a little bit of a circus when I'm driving, which is kind of fun. But like when I'm driving, people are like,
What, it's so loud? It's
so loud. It's almost like a yellow Lamborghini. Something. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is, which is cool. But sometimes I just want to go for a ride.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. My Mustang has no climate control of any kind. My Mustang has a defroster. That's it.
Right.
No radio.
You'll see in a second.
No climate control at all. But like, I got a fucking 88 Mustang. I don't have a 911. If I had a 911, a modern 911 without climate control, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's what happened.
It's awesome. But I am getting older and I have a kid and the whole thing. Sometimes I just want to like not be freezing cold when I get out of the car. Or
when you're 24, sacrifice in the name of driving race car on the street makes a lot of sense. When you're 35, you go, well, how dumb is this?
Yeah, I'm kind of approaching that. Yeah. So I guess another question is, if I were to ever get rid of that, do you think I'd be strung up from like the gallows?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not thinking about it. I mean, I'd love to collect.
I think you think other people give a fuck a lot more than they do. I think you get 8 YouTube comments that are like, no. Yeah. But those people don't have 2 nickels to rub together, and they're not spending it. I mean, at a certain point, I sold the Corvette for 20 years.
Yeah, awesome.
How could you sell it? Well, every time I drove it, felt like a fucking chore. That's how I sold it. You know what I mean?
That's a good.
every time I've sold a car, I've been like, I'm going to miss this. This is a bad idea. Hannah almost was like, if I see that car for sale, I'm going to buy it. So and give it back to you.
Right.
That kind of thing. But every time I've sold a car, I've not missed it at all.
Really?
No. The only car I kind of miss is my Skyline. But I only had it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
But I only missed that car because I don't feel like I really did anything with it while I had it.
Right.
If I had gone on like 1 or 2 memorable road trips with it and then sold it, I wouldn't feel like I missed out at all.
You don't think the opposite? Like, I think the opposite. Like, I have a $1,500, if that, it's probably $500, the Impala.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of it. It's not a money thing.
Well,
what am I going to do with $500?
No, of course.
Like, I just can't get...
Here's why. Because you live in the fucking woods.
Right.
You live in the woods, so that car can sit out the side of your house.
Right.
And it doesn't cost you money.
No.
And you don't look at it very often.
No.
And you're not worried about it. Me... I have such limited space that if I'm not using something, it's got to go.
Right.
And in LA, having a car you're not using will very quickly become a burden in your life.
Right.
And
you don't have that storage space anymore.
No, that's gone. I'm building my space.
Right.
I mean, but but we're now 4 years into that. And it ain't built. Right. so like any car that is not being used. I know people who live in Florida, who live in the Midwest, or wherever, and they got 10, 12 cars, and they could give a fuck because they're not impeding on their life. They're just sitting there. Whereas if I have a car that I'm not using really regularly, it's actually in the way, costing me time, costing me money.
That's
fair. So you're being attached to that falling apart Impala, you can. It's easy for you to go, one day I'll...
yeah, very much.
I can't... for me, that one day could cost me $300 a month to store the thing.
That makes the decision much easier.
Makes it much easier to consider. Because, you got a 15... there's a C5 Corvette. It's worth $15,000, right?
Right.
Is it worth paying $300 a month to store a car worth $15,000?
Like a third of the car.
Yeah, so I can drive it for 3 times a year. Like, what's the difference?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
When did you sell it?
Sold it last December to Jack Baruth and his lovely wife Charlie. I've now sold them 2 cars.
Nice.
I sold them a Fiesta as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But the cars, it was a great car. But 20, how fucking cool is a Corvette 20 years later? You know what I mean? The problem with Corvettes is that unless you're talking about the mid to late 60s, the best Corvette is always the newest, fastest one you can get.
Right.
It's just old, like anything else.
It's just old, man.
No, and the priorities have changed. Now it's I like build quality. I like build quality now. I think I'm worried that I'm peaking out our thing. What time we got? We're gonna take a little break real quick. I'm gonna sell some real estate and check real estate levels because as you guys can see on the video, I'm not wearing headphones right now, and I'm worried about some peaking. So hopefully audio. These fucking iPhone earbuds don't fit in my ears properly. But we're gonna sell some real estate anyway. We'll be back in a minute, and we got a lot of questions about detailing and stuff for Larry, and I'll let Larry plug his things as well. Hold on. This episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron is the newest, coolest thing in home cooking. Here's how it goes, right? Cooking is annoying. Not the cooking itself part, that's actually kind of fun. But it's the shopping, it's the figuring out what to eat. It's always trying to find new recipes to change it up. Blue Apron makes your life easy. Basically, they send you to your door pre-portioned delicious meals with recipes, and you have exactly the right amount of ingredients to make these meals for yourself, for your family. When you cook together, it builds strong family bonds. When you eat home-cooked meals, it's going to be delicious, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be better than going out, it's going to save you money, it's going to save you time, and Blue Apron has this down to a science, right? Less than $10 per person per meal. It's affordable, there's variety, there are literally hundreds of recipes to choose from, and you could have a different recipe from Blue Apron every single day all year. You can customize your recipes each week based on your preferences. Blue Apron has a bunch of different delivery options so you can choose what fits your needs, and there's no weekly commitment, so you only get deliveries when you want them.
Each meal comes with a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card and pre-portioned ingredients and can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. Try Blue Apron right now, and I got a hookup for you. Here's how it goes. Ready? 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/tire. You heard me right there, folks. 3 meals, free shipping by going to blueapron.com/tire. You will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. blueapron.com/tire. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. How about Garage Boss oil drain pans? I love the Garage Boss oil drain pan. Garage Boss, the makers of innovative oil change accessories, is introducing the new Reacher height adjustable drain pan. This height adjustable catch funnel gets you right under your drain plug to prevent misses or splashes. It works with low profile cars, cars on ramps or jacks, trucks on the ground, or trucks on ramps or jacks. The oil drains into a sealed container. All you clean up is the catch funnel, and you are done. All the pieces snap back into the drain container when you're finished, and Garage Boss has a new line of crystal clear funnels. See what you pour to prevent overfilling. The clear funnels also aid in cleanup, so you can see your funnel is completely clean before storing. The Reacher oil drain pan is sold exclusively at AutoZone and AutoZone.com. Check out the video at AutoZone.com to learn more about it, or go to GoGarageBoss.com to see everything they do, or search Amazon.com. Just search Garage Boss on Amazon. Garage Boss oil drain pans, they are the best. How about Harry's razors? You know what keeps me looking good when I'm on camera? I'm like a bald guy. You don't want to see what it looks like. If I let my hair grow out, it's what you call the donut, where there's really nothing on top and there's a lot going on the sides, and then I've got that Arab beard happening, but it's turning gray. It's not good. That's why I've been sticking with my clean shaven, the Mr. Clean look, as it were. Bald on top, bald on the sides, and I go through razor blades like you wouldn't believe, because I got a lot more surface area to work with. That's why I love Harry's. They take the high quality blades that you are used to from the drugstore. They make them themselves in their own factory in Germany. They've got over 100 years of blade making experience to ensure the highest quality, and then they sell them directly to you without a retail middleman. And that's why all their blades are half the price of the leading 5-blade razor. They sell directly to you over the internet. At harrys.com/tire, you get a free trial shave set. Try it yourself. There's no commitment. There's no obligation. You just pay to cover shipping. That's it. In this free trial set, you get a weighted ergonomic razor handle, a 5 precision-engineered blade cartridge with a lubricating strip and a trimmer blade, or a little bit of rich lathering shave gel, and a travel blade cover. Get your free trial set at harrys.com/tire. I've been using these things for years. I love them. I shave my head and face all in the shower with the Harry's shave cream. Boom, easy cleanup. It's money. Check it out for yourself at harrys.com/tire. Last but not least, Forza Motorsport 7. It's coming. You know it's coming. I can't wait. I got that little teaser. I went to the E3 teaser thing, and I got to play for like 15 minutes. It was sick. I was so about it. And there's the new Porsche GT2 RS. In fact, there are over 700. Is it 700? I think it's 700. Maybe it's 400. It's like 100. Whatever it is. I don't have a paper in front of me. I'm freewheeling today. It's hundreds of cars in Forza Motorsport. I think it's 700. There are over 30 tracks. You can customize your car. You can, dude. But what I'm talking about here, the physics engine, the sounds, all the cars have Forza Vista, meaning working doors. You can go inside the cars, look around. They're all full interiors. It's HDR, 60 frames per second, 4K resolution. This is the prettiest, best sounding, and most realistic racing simulator ever. Available on Xbox One and Xbox One X and Windows PC, and the old Xbox as well. In fact, they're not just limiting it to the newest Xbox. It works in the older Xbox Ones as well. So check it out at ForzaMotorsport.net. Hit it up at Xbox.com/Forza. You can still pre-order the game. Comes out in a few weeks. And, of course, friend us on Xbox Live at TST Racing so you can race me and my Drivatar. Forza Motorsport 7 is the official racing simulator of the Smoking Tire podcast.
Larry, you want to plug all the things, all the business stuff?
Yeah, AMMONYC.com. Hopefully, if you guys have seen a couple of the videos on Drive and my own channel, AMMONYC.com, we have all kinds of products. I have a new series coming out. So this is coming out on Wednesday, you said?
This is coming out a week from tomorrow. So that would be the 16th.
16th, cool. All right, so we'll be filming then, which is kind of fun. But this new series is going to be, I think, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to write. And like you, I've done 300 videos, but you've done double that. But me.
Yeah, but mine don't take effort.
Yeah, like I'm writing and really thinking about all the crap that I need, and do I need this brush or not, and really doing an analysis of is this good or is this bad.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to talk about it on camera. So there's a lot of effort, at least on my part. So this particular one I'm doing is, I kind of sat back and looked at all the videos that I've shot, all the ones that I do, are called ride-alongs, where you come with me and I'm doing. My job for the last 17 years is doing like these super high-end crazy cars and a complicated thing. But someone who's a beginner, they don't really care about that, which is logical. They show me like the basics so that I can take care of my XYZ car and then go do what I need to do. And
right.
So it all of a sudden hit me after like the 400 emails a day I get. They're like, bro, good job on the $1 zillion car, and it was really cool.
But how do I clean my Camry?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then so now I'm shooting a series where I break down the fundamentals of detailing, like really, really, like in a nerd, aspect.
I don't know what that is.
It's just a full chart, like all kinds of charts. Like there's amazing stuff. Like we did a whole lot of work.
How to clean and protect. Okay.
Right. So basically, I've broken it down, and
you think so much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Your biggest problem is always that you thought but did too much thinking.
Too much thinking, yes. But anyways, for the beginner, I think you're going to watch it, and the challenge it is, I'm saying, if you give me 1 hour of your viewing time over 8 or 9 or 10 videos, if you just sit down for 1 hour, which I know is impossible, but over that time period, I want to make you 90% better than any other detailer, driveway detailer out there in the shortest amount of time. I'm giving you like the straight dope. You know what I mean? Not like the...
It was like one of those masterclass things.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's called meta learning. It's like how fast can I... Meta learning.
Meta learning.
It's like how fast can I pound all the important stuff, not all this other crap.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's talk about a cup, there's 5,000 different cups. I'm going to give you the one that I've used for 20 years. You're done. You don't need to worry about the other ones.
Yeah.
So I've done that with everything. It's really exciting. So I'm doing that and have some new products coming out. And so blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
Very exciting.
Where will they be?
They will be, they're going to first be released on AMMONYC.com, so you can watch all of them at once. And then on YouTube, they're going to be released once a week.
And how many did you make?
We haven't filmed it yet.
How many are going to make?
About 8.
Okay.
8 of them. So short, sweet.
And it's YouTube, AMMONYC.com written out.
Yeah. But if you just type in AMMO NYC or AMMO and,
For those of you watching this podcast on video, I will include those links in the
appreciate that
video.
very much.
Clickable.
And we have a TST code, which we need to update.
Oh, we still have that?
Yeah, we're going to update it too. So there's going to be a new TST code.
It's like 10% off, right?
No, it's free shipping on orders over such and such.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to go back to the way it was before, as a thank you to you and your viewers, which was, I think, whatever it was before. I think it's free shipping on pretty much anything or over $20 or some minimum amount.
I don't remember what it was, honestly.
Before you leave, I'll give it to you. You upload it, but your TST people were amazing.
If that code will work by next Wednesday, we'll put it in this podcast.
We'll do it before the end of the day.
All right, cool, easy. We have a lot of questions on Facebook.
Did you post that we were doing this?
Yes. Oh. My dad is calling me. My mom had surgery this morning, so that my dad calling me was telling me how my mom's surgery has been. I'll have to call him back. I'm sure she's fine. If he calls again,
dude.
If he calls again, then maybe there's an issue. But I think we'll be fine. We'll be okay. My mom had knee replacement surgery this morning in Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm sure she's fine.
Was she stuck in Chicago, or did she go there for the surgery?
No. She went there for the surgery. Apparently, there's some new kind of knee surgery that they're doing where they go in from the side instead of the top or the bottom. It's
replacement.
Yeah, but you're in and out same day. So you do physical therapy the day you get the surgery. There's no hospital stay over. You stay in a hotel next to the hospital for 2 days.
That is, remember, I had
That's
knee
ridiculous.
surgery.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But like mine was like, and it's not, so it's replacement? Are you sure? Because that's a very particular word. Knee replacement, not like meniscal tear or any of that stuff. Like she had her knee replaced.
I am pretty sure it's knee replacement.
If your knee is replaced, that's full crazy surgery. Like
it's kind
like
of
mine
serious.
was like relatively minor, and I was like laid up forever.
No,
like,
I think this is a new technique on this surgery. That's why they went to Chicago.
That's
I think it's a new thing. Yeah. My mom's knees are like trash.
I've known that for years.
My knees are now trash too.
Yeah.
Driving stick in traffic like really, really hurts. I have to wear. Oh, great! Thanks, Dad. Mom out of surgery. It went well. We'll keep you posted. See, I knew picking up the phone was the mistake. Anyway, I did post that you were here on our Facebook, and I did not preview the questions. So forgive me if
no softballs.
No, there's a lot of detailing questions. A lot of these are solved. The funny thing about the detailing audience is, from what I gather, every person who asked a question has 7 questions or 7 qualifiers.
Dude, when we're done with this, I want you to go look at my computer screen.
I don't really want to.
It's like, hey man, thanks for watching. I have one question that's like,
yeah,
so
no,
I get it. It's cool.
At least, well, that's probably good though, because they're
great.
like, it's a specific thing they want an answer to.
The thing is, I can't make. And people say, "Oh, do you respond to them?" I say, "I can't. What am I going to have an auto respond?"
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, I have a 1972 Datsun with this thing, and it's like, how do I?
Yeah, I do the same thing, but I have people who go,
"What car should I buy?"
Well, it's even worse. Like they're like, it's like, let's say you wanted a rear-wheel drive supercar. Which one would you choose? And it's like, that thought process would never come up because when you go to buy a supercar, I don't know anyone who goes, I want a supercar, but it has to be rear-wheel drive. And it's like, no, like the people that I know who buy cars like that, they see they want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or they see they drive they want.
Right.
It's not, I'm shopping between a 488 and a McLaren. They go, no, I see that, I want it.
Right.
That's how I buy cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I see I want. It's not, I'm not like, I need I don't think like that. So I have a hard time answering those questions. It's not that I don't want to.
No. I get the same idea. Like, how do I detail my car?
Yeah.
It's like, well,
yeah.
I don't know how to do that in an emo.
Okay, we're going to go through some of these. Let's see. Ryan has a 25-year-old Volkswagen with a lovely green color, but the clear coat is breaking down. What is the best way to bring back the shine in the car?
What year is the car again?
25 years old.
Okay.
He wants to bring back the shine in the car without tearing the clear coat right off.
All right, so the first thing I'm thinking of is 25 years old. It's right on the border of, having clear coat or not.
Oh,
but
so you don't know exactly the year.
Right. So,
well,
and he says he has clear coat.
Let's assume he knows he's got clear coat.
If he has clear coat and it's starting to degrade and fade away, the interesting thing, and I'm going to use the analogy of the knees because we just talked about it. Mm-hmm. Clear coat is like meniscal material. Cartilage is what I'm looking for. Once it's gone, that's it, my man. You got to replace your knee.
Right.
So
if
the clear coat's gone.
You got to paint the car.
You got to paint the car if you want that back. That's a loaded question because he might be thinking there's clear coat on it because like every car has clear coat, that kind of mentality. But that one.
At what point did Volkswagen start using clear coat?
It's different for each model, but the general rule of thumb, I know somebody on here is going to say, no, I'm wrong, but whatever. It's usually the mid-'80s is when your brain goes. Like a 70s car is not going to have
25 years old is mid-'90s. I'm pretty sure mid-'90s Volkswagens came with clear coat.
All right, so let's assume that it has clear coat. Yeah. To get the shine back, he's going to have to polish it. But if it doesn't exist, you can't polish what doesn't exist. So that's what I'm gathering from that question, but I could be wrong.
Tough question.
That's a
tough question.
I need more, basically, all my emails go, I need more info. Let's chat one day. You know what I mean? Let's talk it out.
If someone's going to email you, do pictures really help? Sometimes.
They do. Not like 50 of them. But
No. Well, like if you see that the sun has burned off the clear coat entirely, that would be helpful.
There's nothing you can do. Repaint. You know what I mean?
Okay. Teddy has other people detail his car. He goes to car washes and he goes to detailers. Is it worth it to pay extra at a detailer for clay bar?
This is probably the number one question. Not that specific one, but
if
the number one
they're actually doing a clay bar.
The clay bar is the most confused thing. Again, we're going to use another analogy with clay bar. Clay bar is like going to the emergency room. You don't schedule your visits to the emergency room. You go to the emergency room because you need help. So people, when they're thinking and they're washing their car, they're saying, hey, first step is I need to do this. Second step is I need to do this. Third step is I need to go to the emergency room. And after that, I do you don't schedule those things.
Yeah.
So the answer is if the car needs to be clayed, you clay it. I'll give you another analogy. My car, before I put the clear bra on it, meaning for the 4 years before this whole thing, I think I clayed it once when I first got it. Reason was because I don't park it under a tree, I don't drive it in certain situations, and it's indoors. So I don't automatically go, I have to clay bar the car. So it's the most overused thing, but it is a wonderful tool. So it is still an abrasive. If the car needs to be clayed it.
But if you drive the car a lot, a once-a-year clay is probably nice.
It's totally reasonable, but I want people to understand they clay it when they need it, not because it's on a schedule.
Right.
And so, and another, from a professional standpoint, claying takes, on your, what do you have, a Q7 out there?
Yeah.
That'll take me 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So
if you're paying more than $15, $20 for that,
I'm not trying to put downward pressure on the detailing market, but at the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah.
I think if your paint starts to feel a little sandpapery, a clay can be nice.
Right. Just use a lot of lubrication. There's tricks to that.
How much should a basic exterior detail cost?
On a battleship or on a...
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
Let's assume a Camry. We're going with Camry.
Exterior detail, you have to figure out what is it that you want? Do you want a coating on it afterward? Anywhere from...
You got to put your head in the mindset of a commercial detailing place at this point. You can't be...
$150 to $400 is a reasonable range, depending on how bad the car is.
Let's see. Okay, what is the best way to keep carbon fiber parts looking their best? I've seen some hoods with clear coat that look awful. I think if it's got clear coat on it, you take care of it like you would paint, right?
It's the exact same thing. However, there's something funky going on with... It's almost like when you clear... I did an episode on this. When you clear carbon fiber isn't a... You can't see the podcast, people, but I'm putting my hands together. It's in...
it's a weave.
It's a weave. So when you lay clear on it,
it soaks in.
It soaks in and goes in. So it's a really funky level, so you have to do it many times. And then what ends up happening is the paint is uneven, and when it's uneven, if you have a low spot, it tends to burn away. When that burns away, you've opened the door to having you get what I'm saying? It's kind of so carbon fiber is a little tricky. You really have to have it professionally painted. Having said all that, if it's cleared, treat it just like anything else.
Just like any other paint. That's what I thought too, yeah. And I don't think that this person drives a bare carbon Pagani, but if you
I actually did one yesterday.
Did you? A bare carbon Pagani?
Yeah.
There was I guess the Greenwich Concourse just happened. Did you check that out?
I was gonna go, but we had baby stuff.
Yeah, Nick was
go?
No, I was working that day. I would have gone if I was around. I heard it was dope.
It was on Sunday.
I heard it was dope, honestly, but Nick was like, yeah, there was 5 Paganis. I was like, dude, if you buy a Pagani and you go to a car show and there's 4 other Paganis, how annoying?
You know what's crazy is where that was. And I know my guy didn't drive it because he's in Brazil. There's a Pagani walking distance to the place where the other 5 Paganis were.
Really?
That's where I was working. Right down the street.
If you can't even be unique with a Pagani anymore,
In Greenwich? Come on.
Well, just that's what to me is like...
Have you driven a Pagani?
No.
Have you started one?
Yes.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, it's super cool, but just to me, going to a car show and there being a bunch of other stuff that's like what you have,
right?
I just
See, that's
part of the reason. Like I told you, I can't. I'm having trouble giving a fuck.
Yeah.
This is why I'm having trouble giving a fuck because there's people that think they have something special when in reality, to someone who's seen a lot of stuff, they don't.
Right.
Or conversely, is that I am so saturated in it that I can no longer see special.
Right.
When I was just in Iceland with this McLaren, they've never seen a McLaren in Iceland, so people lose their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I drove from one side of Iceland to the other, and by the time I got to the other side, people were like, yeah, I knew you were coming because my cousin on Facebook posted this car, and then his friend posted this car, and so the car is special, but I just can't see it that way anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that how you are or not really?
Yeah, that's why I do appreciate the 964 mine because of all the crazy, wacky things. I don't really think there's tons of 964s around the world that are like that, so I do appreciate that more. But I see your point about the Pagani where it's if you literally have 5 in different colors.
And you go, yeah, what's so special? That's why people are like, will you come check out this 488? And I go, I drove one. And they go, yeah, but mine is in Grigio Ingrid. And I go, can I tell you how little I give a fuck what color you painted your car?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just no difference.
Yeah.
And so does it make me sound snobby and awful? Like a bit, but like I don't care. I'll own it. Like this is my life. What do we do?
Right. I do like the idea that any car, whether it's a Honda Civic or a Pagani or anything in between, that people feel that their car is special. I like that idea. Meaning I appreciate that they think it's great. Because what I think is great, like my Ford Edge, I'm sure people go like, "What the hell is the matter with that guy?" But it just means something to me. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just, I love
understand.
it.
Let me tell you about my 2001 Mercedes that I think is the greatest car ever fucking made.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's like, "Matt, you're an idiot." You know?
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
But I get your point about hey, my car is super crazy special. Like
the worst was the DeLorean Club. Yeah. The DeLorean Club. These dudes would roll up 50, 60 deep.
You're like, okay.
You'd lose your car at the meet. The cars are all identical.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you can't...
So what color's yours, man?
Yeah, you can't modify a DeLorean without making it look horrible. Yeah. Or like, anyone that's ever been modified is terrible. And anyone that's stock looks just like all the other ones that are stock. Yeah. And you go, why do you people want to hang out with each other all the time?
Yeah, I mean, they're enthusiasts. I get it, whatever.
I don't know. But that's how crazy the Greenwich Concourse is, where it's like there's so many Paganis you don't even care.
Right.
Okay, here's a good one. Do you think there's too much emphasis now on paint correction for detailers? Everyone loves to show off swirl-free finishes, but very few seem to put the same amount of time and energy into spotless and consistent interiors, engine bays, wheels,
etc. What's that guy's name? Jonathan
Edwards.
Jonathan Edwards. No, I've never heard of him, but he's
got a point.
He's got an excellent, that's different level thought in terms of detailing. I agree with him because everybody sees the outside. It's like the leading edge of the knife. You know what I mean? It's the and I think it's a little bit more of a black art, which nowadays that black art is coming down. I think because of all the tools and things. It's not that challenging anymore.
YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, that would be a good one. But you make it. I don't have the answer to that. It's a very valid. But
I see paint correction as being like the Cadillac Escalade of detailing, whereas there's a lot of margin in it. Paint correction sounds to me like body shop work, not like detail work. So when someone goes, okay, I'll give you a detail, full detail for your car is $200. Oh, paint correction, that's gonna be $800. Right. You know what I mean? When realistically, what we're talking about is maybe 2 hours with a wheel. Or maybe it's more.
It's a little more than that, but yeah.
But I feel like the rate on paint correction, the margins are higher, so people emphasize when they can do it because they get more money per hour doing that kind of stuff.
True. From a detailing perspective, I would say paint correction is the least amount of money that you can, even though you charge more, but the value, for me, I don't want to do paint correction as much as possible because it's kind of like a nightmare in my back and my knee. I'm getting older, blah, blah, blah. The best bang for your buck is a wash and wax and working on the interior in mommy cars that have throw up in it. You can charge those are the best ones. But this dude is on.
He's on point.
Yeah, he's on point. I don't know how to answer that question. He's right.
Okay. Let's see. Well, this is an odd question, but for two old broken people, this is interesting. Tips for maximizing comfort and ergonomics when it comes to driver's seat and seat adjustments.
I use a pillow.
Picked up a new Golf R, and his body was sore for most of the 4-hour drive home. That's not a good sign in a brand new car.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the settings just right. Okay, so for me, the way I would do it is if you go sit in a race car, honestly, or a car with a really good a Recaro or type racing seat, and look how that seat is set up, and that's pretty much how you should be sitting. Your back should be mostly kind of straight up. Your legs should be out, but just down a little bit. You don't want your thighs up. You don't want your thighs going up for your legs to go down. That's actually the biggest problem with the Focus RS. To move the seat as low as you want, it doesn't lower evenly. When you lower it, it only lowers the back and keeps the thighs up. So it gives you these awkward pressure on my knees and stuff, and actually
for bigger
kind of
dudes,
fun.
You really got to focus on the steering wheel too.
Yeah. I sit far away from the dashboard, and then I pull the steering wheel as close as it gets to my body.
Me too.
If you have your arms straight out, hold your arms straight out in front of you, and you want right on your wrist. You want to drape your wrist right on that steering wheel. So your whole hand is on the other side of the steering wheel.
Right.
That's about where I like to sit. Now, if you have if this person has a physical condition, do what you got to do. But like, I like my ass cushion to be mostly flat, my seat back to be pretty vertical. I mean, not like super, but pretty straight up, not gangster lean. And then I like to have the steering wheel as close to my body as it gets, while having my legs in a comfortable position, and then draping my wrists straight over the top of the steering wheel. And I want the steering wheel to fall right at my wrist.
Right. I'm with you on that. The only thing that I do, because I'm super tall and skinny, is I put a cushion in the back. Like Sparko in my seat makes a
lumbar cushion,
a lumbar
right?
thing,
Yeah.
But it's Velcro. You just stick it in that right spot.
Yeah.
It changed everything for me.
In the Mustang, when I redid the interior, the Recaro seats, I had my guy Anthony who did the interior. You see the fabric; it's crazy, right? I had him make that cushion with some extra lumbar support.
That makes sense.
So that makes a big deal. Although honestly, Golf R, I'm surprised this person is not comfortable. I find the Golf R is very comfortable. If he said Focus RS, I'd be like, "Yep, I'm with you."
Right.
But
I mean, he could be like 6'9" too. There's not.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's my seating position. I may end up, if I keep the Focus RS for the full 3 years and don't do something else with it, I may pull the seat out entirely and put a Recaro race seat in it, because it physically is very painful to drive for me. Yeah,
wow.
The seating position, and I needed to spend like 3 hours in the car before I realized it. The seating position's fucked in that car. It's terrible, and so I'm either going to ship that car here, because my sister leased a Volt and then moved here. And she doesn't need it anymore, and so now it's sitting, and she's making payments on a Volt for 2.5 more years, and it's sitting in my parents' house. So I would either ship the Focus here, drive it while it's here, and then ship this Volt back to LA to run around LA.
That'd be great.
Because the Volt, it's so good. I love the Volt so much.
Push button.
It is the greatest car on the planet, and I'd love to have that there. But if not, I'm going to change the seat out. Ask Larry about hockey. You want to talk about hockey?
Yeah, man, I got hockey sticks back.
Are you playing adult league right now?
Yeah, dude.
You are?
Yeah,
Larry, we went to high school together, middle school and high school, and Larry was nasty at hockey. What position did you play?
Left defense.
Left defense. You've been posting a bunch of hockey stuff. He works for CCM. You want to get the shit? You want to get hooked up?
Yeah, hook me up.
Ben Kitchen, hit up Larry. Hook up the CCM.
I have CCM sticks. I keep breaking them.
They suck, obviously. Yeah, Larry's a hockey player. Okay, Eric, pro tips on... oh my God, this is going to be a tough one. Okay, pro tips on products, equipment, and general comments on starting your own detailing company. This is honestly...
That's the kind of question I get, which is a valid question.
It's the same kind of question I get.
It's like super... Like, I'd have to spend 3 hours explaining
it's the same as people ask me, how do I get your job? It's like,
I have a bunch of email. I have a bunch of... I'll answer it very quickly.
Are you doing a video on starting a professional detailing career?
After I do this other series, yeah.
Okay. What's the quick version? Top 3 things to know if starting your own detailing company. What are the 3 most important
First one
things
is
to know?
you got to have enough money to survive for 6 months, because you're not going to make any money.
Good one. Treat it like a business.
Right.
Yes.
Treat it like a business. 2, and it's not very sexy, but you have to have the right insurance. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It's not very sexy, but you make one mistake, you're not like out of business, like you lost your house.
Yeah, but you scratch someone's expensive car, you're in trouble.
Right. And then I think
don't wear a belt. Number 3.
Number 3, don't wear a belt or a watch. But I would say number 3 is really focusing on how to be profitable, meaning
do math.
Look at how people say, how much should I charge for something, and I say, I have no idea. I have to look at your income statement. I'm kind of a numbers nerd. How much does it cost you? Well, if something costs you $100 to do, you can't charge $100 for it because there's no like reward or like medal for detailing and being an idiot. You got to make money.
If you're not making money, you have a hobby, not a job.
This is correct, and
that's
there's no
Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank said that.
That's true. I just don't think there's any honor in not making, like, we're in a society. Sorry,
you don't need to martyr yourself to start a business.
You're already like cleaning up like poo in a car. Like you don't need any more. You know,
don't
like
also
make money.
need to do it for free.
Like, come on.
Same thing with making. With making videos. There are a lot of people out there that make videos, and I don't need to name names, but that make videos that do double or triple the amount of traffic that my one takes do. And people are like, look at ABC 1234. He gets double Ferris traffic, and I watch ABC 1234's video, and because I've been in production, I know, ABC 1234's video looks like it took conservatively 6 to 8 hours to produce that video. Mine took 1. So he would need to make 8 times as much money as me to have the same margins that he has. So I actually win.
So that thought process, based on your business, if you take that same exact thought process and put it into detailing, that, you know what I'm saying, the way
you
that
make money.
You will make money doing it, but you can't do it by comparing to ABC person. You'll
if
lose.
you only have revenue, which in YouTube is views,
right.
and in detailing is how much you're charging. If you've only got revenue, but you're not balancing the other half of that equation with what are you putting out there.
Well, the number one thing is people go, oh, that guy down the street's charging $100 for ABC service.
Yeah.
I'm charging $90. And I go, do you know that guy's dad owns the building? And he's a zillionaire, and he's doing it for fun. Yeah. So you're going to lose really bad. And they go like, oh, my God.
Yeah, like, dude, you know, people say, oh, my God, you know, there's these companies out there. Why would I watch The Smoking Tire when this other guy is doing this video? And I go, I completely understand your argument. You may not care. But that guy is playing. You know, that guy or this guy's making videos specifically as a tax write-off. You know, I'm sorry if I can't compete with that, but, like, I'm doing me over here. You know, what are you going to do?
Right.
Same thing. Did I ever end up seeing Baby Driver? I did not. I'll watch it on an airplane. Can you tell listeners a little more about the Porsche you cleaned that was bound for a museum? The museum. What was that?
Yeah, that was one of my most recent videos. So a car came over from Sweden from... this guy who owns, I probably shouldn't even say, but he's an art collector person, and one of the things he collects is Porsches, and it's like a big deal. I don't know, you have more class than I do. It's like art is like a big deal for people to get it into the MoMA. It's like I don't even know what an example is, but he has a Porsche. It was beautiful, and he was donating it to the MoMA, and it's like the biggest deal ever.
Just a 911?
It's a 911. It's original. It's nice. It's cool.
It's just a 911.
It's just a 911.
I'm not
65.
Sneeze.
You can sneeze, just not on me.
Sorry about that. This in and out of the air conditioning thing is killing me.
Yes,
That's
I
Californian
remember we have
people.
a baby sleeping right there.
I'm sorry. We can close that door.
Yeah, let me close the door fast.
Close the door. So a car out of Sweden. Wait, bring the fan in though, because it's gonna die in here. Car out of Sweden, bound for a museum. Just a 911, but it's going into MoMA as a representation of. Am I in that shot?
Huh?
Look at that video. Am I in it? Enough?
Yeah, just the top of your head.
That's okay. We don't need that anyway.
You know,
I'm
back
bald.
a little bit.
So it's fundamentally just a 911, but it's going to MoMA.
Right. So I detailed it, and there's a whole story about the detail because when it has older paint, meaning no clear coat, it comes off, and I had to use different pad and all this kind of geeky crap. And then I had to touch it up, and I got to tell you a story about this touch up. So I touched it up with this cool pen that I've had. It's a unique thing. It's actually used for signing signatures, little tiny signatures on paintings, like that one over there or whatever. Other than a Sharpie, if you want to use actual paint.
Like a super fine. Like a Sharpie. It's super fine.
No, it's different. I'll show you.
The video people are going to get a bonus show and tell here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it here. So, anyways, yeah, here it is. So take that.
Let's see what do we got here. This looks like a dental tool.
Right, so that little cavity right here, I pull that thing off.
You pull this red Oh, yeah, it actually looks like a fucking dental tool.
Yeah.
So you put ink in here?
No, paint.
Oh, paint in there.
You put, ink, I guess, if you know, it's supposed to.
It looks like a tattoo needle almost.
Right.
And then when you plunge?
No, take that thing off.
Take this guy off. So
and
there's some like rubber. Oh, that's like a wire, like almost a guitar wire.
Yeah.
And when you push it through,
you push it through in both sides, and you clean it out afterwards.
Oh.
So, anyways, that pen I used for the touch up because I want to go, and so it takes forever. But you're like full on like.
Let's hold that up to the camera so they can see what that looks like. It's like it almost looks like somewhere between a tattoo needle and a dental gun.
Yeah.
And then this is a little wire, and you can clean it. So those of you
just clogs up.
Those of you just listening, the video wins today.
Yes. So, anyways, I did a whole thing on that, and it went crazy. And then so somebody emails me and says, "Hey, dude, check this out. Look at this actual data." They use some website that shows when I post that video and I put the link to Amazon on it.
Yeah.
It went from $5.99 for that little thing up to $20 or $25, and they show the chart after my video.
They increased the prices.
They increased the price.
Do you have an Amazon affiliate link? You should be getting a cut of that.
I have an Amazon affiliate link, but like part of me was like, that's feel like that's unethical or something, isn't it?
It probably is, but if it is going to happen, you should get a cut. Why should
I'm
they
sure I made $20.
Why should? Yeah, but how many people are going to buy that thing?
I don't know. I was doing it as
Rob
like
Ferretti makes hundreds of dollars every video with Amazon affiliate links.
Really?
Yeah, he actually tried to get me to do it. He was like, "You need to do this," and I made the thing, and because I don't make videos where I use products, I honestly just have not gotten around to it. But you should.
No, I definitely have a thing. It doesn't really, it doesn't generate a whole lot. But.
So, did that car go into the museum because the museum wanted the representation of the 9/11 shape?
Yeah, I think they wanted year after year. I think they were taking a couple of them. Okay. And so they were really cool, but they were, I was going to go and film.
And they were not.
They were like, no, we don't do that. So that's about as much as the story is.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What's your gym routine? Someone says you're lovely in shape.
Well, I'll tell you the story quick, and then I'll give you my. I got violently ill. Like I'm down still 10, maybe 8, 10 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe 4 weeks ago I had a chicken parm pizza, which was horrible, but.
It's not the worst possible thing you could eat.
Yeah, but I got go to the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. And so I had this weird strain of food poisoning from probably not washing his hands.
The guy definitely rubbed that slice of pizza down his balls.
Yeah, what's that movie? Here's your
waiting.
No, Road Trip.
Oh yeah.
Here's your
French toast.
Anyways, I got really sick and I lost a bunch of weight, so it's taken me ever to get the weight back on. But basically, in the morning, I get up super early every morning, between 5:30 and 6, sometimes 5, and then I come to my office and I have a journal and I write on my journal and I read. I have all these books. I read a lot of books, and then from there I meditate in the morning, and then I go to the gym from 7 to 8, and I I now do less weight, meaning I do higher reps because I'm married and I have a kid. I don't really care. I don't need to be my body isn't going to be I'm just not built to be an animal. But I need to be long, stringy, and tight.
Yeah.
And I'm playing hockey now. Yeah, I'm playing hockey now, so I'm doing hockey workouts, and I'm doing a lot more cardio stuff on the fan, the bike fan thing.
Oh, that thing's hard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So on that one, I do every day. I do 1 minute, as hard as I can go, 1 minute rest. 50 seconds as hard as I can go, 50-second rest. 40 seconds down to zero. So by the end of it, I'm like, oh. Yeah. So there's my workout.
All right, good workout.
Yeah.
I got a serious routine going.
Yeah, man, you're looking.
Yeah, I lost 50.
Yeah, you're looking skinny.
Because you keep, I lose the weight. I've lost 100 pounds once when I was with you in the shop, and then I've lost 50 pounds twice because I get hurt, and then I gain it, and then
The irony is when you get hurt, you gain. When I got hurt, I was emaciated, scared. When I have a video that I did with Total.
Wow, when you get sick, you get skinny, and when I get hurt, I get fat. Because when I get hurt, I hurt my knee or my back, and I can't exercise, and I just smoke pot and eat.
Right, and mine's completely opposite. Yeah. I lost 9.5 pounds in 2 days, which is when the doctor's you need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. But I'm good.
Fernando I'm glad to hear that. Best ways to keep your cars clean when you live in an apartment. Presumably does not have somewhere indoors to park the car.
Right. I'm shooting a video on this in the next couple of weeks, but essentially, hopefully you have there's two options. There's one where you have the hand wash thing you go to, but you never use their brushes.
Right.
And basically, in that scenario, you have buckets and things that you have in your house.
They put them signs everywhere that are like, no bucket washing.
Does anyone ever, the wash police ever come and get you? So you put the buckets in, you fill them up at your house. You get them all soaped up, and then you put them in your car, and you screw the bucket down, so it's not flopping all over the place. Super safe. It's not going to go anywhere. You could tip over, and it's fine. Everything's ready to go, meaning it's foamed up. You got your like you would normally do. Go to the car wash thing, rinse the car down. You're going to lose a little money because you're going to have to put it on the thing while the thing's running.
2 rounds.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then you go and do the wash there and rinse it off. So that's scenario one. If you don't have one of those near you, then you do the same sort of idea. Fill it up at your house. I'm going to shoot a video on this. And then you do, I don't really believe in waterless washes. They're a huge business, and I'm sure I can make $1 zillion doing it.
They're all over, and they're awful.
They just scratch the paint. They're just
spray waxing, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just it's more. That's her in the other room.
Sorry, Victoria.
Yeah, it's basically a little bit more of a lubricant.
Yeah.
But in this case, what I do is I take the bucket that I walk downstairs with in your apartment, and you're really wringing out the wash mitt onto the car, so it's getting more water, and then you can use waterless washes, but it's defeating the purpose because I just put water on the car, so I can't call it water rinseless. They call it. So add as much water as humanly possible, even from a water bottle. I'll just go out there and
Yeah.
They're like, use 4 of them. I don't care. But you can't do a drive.
In California, with the environmental stuff, it's very difficult to have a car wash. Literally, it's illegal to wash with a hose in your driveway in California. First, because of the drought that is now over, but not really over,
right.
And also because of the chemicals, the runoff.
Right.
It goes into the thing. Here's how bad it is in California. I'm building a building right now. Okay, it's a big project. It's a big building. One of the things I have to do to build this building is all of the rainwater. It only rains 5 times a year, right? But all the rainwater that lands on my building or on my property, I have to collect all of it into a filter, clean that water. This is just rainwater, and then pump it into the street.
Pump it into the street?
Into the street. So water that lands in my building has to be cleaned before I pump it into the street. Not even into a sewer, onto the street. Wow. That is how California works.
Yeah.
Water that landed here, no problem. Water that landed here, I have to clean because it landed on my building. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. So I can understand the waterless wash issues people have. It's not great.
It's almost impossible to start it's like all grandfathered, so if you have a car wash or you've bought a car wash, or you're building something from the ground up and you're really committing millions of dollars to it, you could do it. But other than that, if anyone trying to start a new detailing business, it's waterless in California. It's a disaster. How do you feel about wraps, vinyl wraps?
I have a very, very good big video coming out soon where we chat with a guy who's like the vinyl wrap guru on the Paul Miller race car, the Lamborghini. He brought it all the way up here before the race at Lime Rock. So I got to get in it. It's the whole thing. But
you brought it here?
Speed Sport down the street. Speed Sport's literally down the street.
Yeah.
So how do I feel about them? I think they're great. I like the idea of having something where you can change your mind.
Yeah.
Like I can't change the color of my paint now because I painted it black. But I can change the color of the car if I want to. It just costs a lot of money. So I'm not down on wraps. The difference between wraps and clear bras is wraps give you the option to change the color, put symbols and all kinds. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Clear bras are really designed to protect the current color of your paint, hence the clear part.
Yeah.
So if you know that going in, I think either of them is great.
I don't mind a wrap at all. I mean,
if it's done right, it's great.
Yeah, and if you've got a track car, it's maybe not worth painting, but it might be worth wrapping. If you've got an off-road vehicle or whatever,
like that guy in the first question, the clear coat that's all messed up.
Yeah.
Maybe that maybe it wasn't. Like hell, just
a good paint job is expensive.
A good one is very expensive.
Even an average one is pretty expensive.
Yeah, that Mako thing that you see, if you read the bottom line,
like on Mako, prep work yourself, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Someone wants to know how many drivers of people who bring me cars for one takes can actually drive to their car's performance. 2 answers to this. One, the answer is I have no idea because I will not ride right seat with any of these people. Nothing personal, but I've been right seat enough to know that I don't ride right seat with strangers. Especially not, something happens around me in general with these people where they want to show off.
Right.
And I don't.
The guy from the show.
I don't want anybody showing off that they're fucking Lewis Hamilton with me in the car. Because odds are they're not. The other answer to that is almost nobody can drive to their car's performance. Literally, that's why, even in professional racing, only half the people there are actually professional racing drivers.
True.
Yeah. And I include myself.
They can't even drive to the limit. I mean, the cars are amazing these days.
And I include myself. I can't drive to the performance of a lot of these cars. The slower the car, the more likely I can drive to that car's performance. But you start getting up in the 500-600 horsepower crazy,
and suspension. I feel like I'm getting close to the 964, but it's an older car.
It's an older car. The difference between driving a car from the 90s at the limit and driving a car today, the limit is crazy.
Right.
It's real crazy.
Right.
I mean, it's not only skills, but it's balls. You have to be beyond the point where even thinking about having a crash or something is an issue.
And are you getting paid for that? No.
Yeah, I have to do risk versus reward. I don't. What am I willing to do for $200? You know what I mean? If you think I'm willing to push the limit of some car to impress 6 people on the internet for $200 against a risk pool of 200,000, forget it.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. Let's see. We already talked about that one. No. What's your opinion on ceramic coating?
Oh, boy.
Okay, that's a no. Not a good opinion on that. Would I daily a VW TDI from the 80s to late 2000s? No. That's just a no. How do I... Someone wants to know how they can get in touch with you if they want a detail.
They can... go to
AMMONYC.com.
Larry at AMMO.
There's a contact form, I imagine,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Oh man, someone drove through fresh road paint and it splashed on their car. Is there any way to get rid of that?
The number one rule with that is time is of the essence. But if you get over it, meaning if it's after a couple of hours, you're equally screwed.
Yeah.
The way that I would get it off, there isn't really a chemical. I mean, I guess you can use some strong stuff, but it's dependent on how strong the paint is underneath it. Where you can put it on there and what car is it? Does it say?
Did not say. I think it was a general question.
So there is some chemicals out there. I'd go to a body shop and see if they have things called body sol, autosol.
Oh yeah, autosol. I remember that stuff.
So,
autosol was like the super secret.
Yeah, so that could potentially, but if it's really, really hardened.
What else did we use autosol for? Interiors? Getting sticky shit off interiors?
No,
what did we use it for?
Outside stuff like tar and whatever.
Was it just tar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
another person will combine it. Someone else wanted to know, the next guy, tire rubber from burnouts and drifting.
Oh, that's a totally different subject.
Oh, it's
super simple.
Oh, what is that?
This paint thing is a nightmare. So the second version of the paint thing is I would take a plastic razor blade and literally go one by one if the autosol didn't work. And usually the autosol would just loosen it.
Yeah.
Take the plastic razor blade and cut it up and chip them off. And people are like, aren't I going to have scratches on the paint? Yeah, you absolutely are. And then afterwards you got to sand it, paint, So you have to go through 50
Removing
steps.
the paint is the step one of that.
So the rubber one is easy. You could just use a heat gun. And you go remember, the rubber is hot when it sticks and it dries. So if you heat it up, it's great. Another cool tip, and I know I'm not plugging my own stuff, but on the race car and on the wrap, the race car or the Lamborghini thing there, if you use Ammo Skin, which is a sealant, and you put it on the microfiber towel and rub it on rubber, it comes off. And
really?
The question is, how did you do that? Why did you do that? And the answer is, I have no freaking idea why that works. I'm trying to figure out why, but yeah.
Oh, how convenient.
Yes.
Someone wanted to know why you bought a 964 C4.
Because Matt told me to. No.
You bought it to drive it all year.
I bought it to drive it all year, and then like every other person, I fell into the trap of, oh my God, when I got on the track, I was like, this is the most fun ever. I was really hooked on driving on the track.
You're like addicted to track days.
Yeah, so I did a lot of track days, and then like anyone else, like a red-blooded American, I guess, so you want to go faster and you want to be better and you want to change these little things, and you can feel, I feel, when I have a half a tank versus 3/4 a tank, I feel the car. That's the whole idea of the Porsche. So I basically neutered the all-wheel drive out of it. So now it's kind of like a two-wheel drive, but it's lame. So I don't have an answer to that. Yeah, I wish I would have bought a two-wheel drive.
You just like the shape of the 964 too, right?
Oh, I love the car. I didn't necessarily.
I remember that one from what's his name's brother that you were going to sell, but then didn't sell because you just drove it around. For 2 months.
The red one. I can't believe you remember that. Yeah, that's Connor Hartman.
Shit, what did he want for that car? $20,000 or something?
Oh yeah, it was something. Dude, we were like. I think it was fresh out of college. I had like $20. It was red. It had a tan interior.
Yeah, but it was the car would probably have been a $50,000 car today, right?
All day. It was a C2.
Was it a stick?
Yep.
I feel like it was an auto.
No, it was definitely a stick.
That was a cool car.
Yeah, it was good.
And last question: why don't I update my wheel well? Wheel well was a sponsor. I
remember I spoke with them too, and it just something didn't click. But
look,
they were nice guys.
No hate, no problems. I was happy to have them as a sponsor for the 18 months or so. But bro, no ticky, no laundry. You know what I'm saying? That's
we do need to eat, ironically. So you have to.
Yeah. Well, the one thing you're never going to do is if you have any company at all. If you run a company and you sponsor somebody, and then for one reason or another you then decide not to sponsor them anymore, you agree that this isn't working, or you've saturated, or whatever it is, and you decide to end your relationship, don't then call that person and ask them to do free shit.
Oh, really?
Don't do that, because that's not going to go well.
Yeah.
They're not going to be cooperative after that.
All right, I want to hear the story after the podcast. But
that's all I got from Facebook. No, it's good to see you and to hang out in your new crib. It's been like a year, right? Because I haven't seen you since Wes was born. which is he's what 1?
He's 18 months, big man.
I don't do months, so it's 1.5.
1.5.
Oh, I did see you, but not here. I didn't see you with him.
Yeah, I don't know, California or something.
I don't know, but you need to come to California and drive the Mustang.
I do,
because that's working properly now, and that's the best car ever. Did Ferretti ask you about his YouTuber challenge? This seems like a thing that you'd be interested in.
He asked me about a couple of things, and I talked to him from time to time.
So in October, he rented the track at Spring Mountain, which is far from here, but
isn't that California?
It's Vegas.
Oh.
But he is doing like a YouTuber challenge. So it's his Corvette.
This got 1,200 horsepower.
Yeah, but it does a lot of sitting, and it's not like what I would call like well prepped.
Okay.
So it's his Corvette. Dave Patterson, that dude in blue, nice kid from Atlanta. He's like a video guy too. He's got like yeah. He's like second generation of what I do, pretty much. He's got this Nissan 240 with a 2J in it. Rob Dom, who is another like YouTuber, and then me, my Fox body. We're all going to Spring Mountain, and Justin Bell is going to do laps with our cars. So we're going to see who's got the fastest car. Then we're going to do laps driving our own cars, because I have a feeling if it's me and all three of them guys, I feel like I could beat them if everyone's driving their own cars. But my car is not particularly fast. My car is 300 horsepower, 350 horsepower versus fucking 800 or whatever Rob's is.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna yank you on the straights.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't. What do I care? I don't. The good news is I don't give a fuck that my car is slow. Right. I didn't build that car under some pretension of having a fast car. My first priority was that better sound just like my car in high school. Yeah. It better look like the car I wanted to have and my mom said no to, and it better sound just like the one I had. Yeah. And that's like, why don't you put a Coyote motor in it? Because it don't sound right.
That's right.
It needs to sound...
5.0 sound great.
It needs to sound right. 303 cam, it needs... And it sounds...
Dude, you're preaching to the choir, man.
Sounds exactly right.
Yeah.
And so that's why... But if you... I'm sure if you wanted to get down on it, your car would do well.
How could I get out there without driving it?
Well, Rob is shipping his car. He's not driving his Corvette across the country.
That's going to be insane.
Presumably, if he's shipping his car, there may be a deal to be had in terms of...
When is it?
It's like the last week in October. I don't know. If you wanted to come and you wanted a thing to do with the car...
I'll text
you
Rob.
Like track days. Spring Mountain's fun. I just ran Spring Mountain. I just was there with Tt-Rs. Speaking of cars that are awesome that car guys never think about. The new Audi Tt-Rs.
Like the Mini R8?
Yeah. And it is it's such an overused cliche, no offense, but it is, because and now with the interior being almost the same as the R8, that single screen, and they use the R8 steering wheel and blah, blah, blah. This fucker's quick though. It's 400 horsepower, all-wheel drive, with the dual clutch gearbox. It is real fast. Really? 5-cylinder turbo. Yeah, and APR's got a kit for this thing. It's like 4 parts in a tune. It's like 600 horsepower.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I just had one at Spring Mountain, and Spring Mountain is a really they put so much work into this place. It's really fun. They have those jetpacks there, the water jetpacks.
Oh yeah, we have them at the lake here.
Yeah. Remember that amazing video of the guy, the news program? There's a great video of this guy where they cut to one. It's like, they do like a throw to the news, like, welcome to Channel 2 News. And so they cut to a dock where a guy is going where he's like, the news starts now. And he hits the thing and just immediately eats shit right in the water. One of the greatest videos. But the guy who does that, who eats shit, is the owner of Spring Mountain. Oh, really? And he built a lake. It's called like Jetpack America or some shit. Yeah. And he built a lake and he's got these jetpack things at Spring Mountain on the track. It's ridiculous.
We gotta show me that on YouTube.
Oh, it's super funny. But I think can you find that video of me talking my way out of that ticket?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's online now. If for some reason we don't get to do it or whatever,
right?
And the old footage, which is probably old MP4, that's like
I can drop it in.
Or MOV something.
I can drop it in.
Well, look at that. At the very minimum, I'll have the full-length video. It's at the end of the full-length video of the...
I'll cut it. I can cut it up if you don't care.
I could care.
If you're listening to this podcast...
Watch Matt talk his way.
I hope we're going to throw it to me talking my way out of a ticket. I hope.
On One Lap of America.
On One Lap of America. If...
X5M.
Tuned. If that's not here, it's because we had a technical difficulty and couldn't make it work. But it should be. Thanks for doing this, Larry. And then after this, we're going to go drive your Porsche, right?
It's sitting there ready for you.
All right. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to edit it and get it up in time to literally follow this podcast with it, but it'll be in the next couple of weeks for those of you wondering, where's the one take of Larry's car? It'll be up in a couple of weeks after this podcast goes up. So, AMMONYC.com. What else? Instagram.
Your TST code. We'll fix that up. Yeah,
if you're watching the video, there will be a TST code in the description for a discount. I think it's going to be code TST, right? Yeah. AMMONYC.com. If you order any of Larry's incredible detailing products, which are not private label, you make them, you engineer them, you make them. They're your design. Yeah. They're expensive because they're not bullshit.
I'm not like a, It's hard to make these. You have to make 7 zillion gallons at once.
You can't make something in a small, reasonable batch that is a high quality product and then have it not be expensive. That's just.
It's like life. I don't know.
That's how life works. Exactly.
I'm trying though.
All right, and then AMMO NYC on Instagram, Facebook, and AMMONYC.com spelled out DOTCOM.
Yeah, just go on YouTube and type in AMMO NYC. You'll find
All right.
Subscribe.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, man.
You want to go for a drive?
Let's go for a drive. All right. We got to find your video first.
We'll find my video. We'll go for a drive. But first, the Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. Once you're there, all you need is a computer, some type of microphone, and ideally, something to say. I will see you guys next week. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And thanks to Larry. Peace out.
See you guys.
And now, some video and audio of me getting pulled over and talking my way out of the ticket on the 2013 One Lap of America in a brand new BMW X5M.
Pretty wide open road, there's nothing really around, and
I understand.
I understand. I do. I'm not the type to beg, but if you could cut me a break, I'd really appreciate it. I test cars for a living, and points on my license are not a good thing for my employers. Okay. So I'm actually driving. This car belongs to. You mind if I get the registration on the glove box?
No, go ahead. Actually, all I need is the proof of insurance.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second here. Nothing sketchy in the glove box. We're going to Hallett, yeah, and we got 88 miles to go, and we have to be at the track at 6 a.m., and the sooner I get there, the sooner I get to go to bed, if you know what I'm saying. Right? That's a window sticker. Here you go. Registration insurance. So as you can see, BMW North America owns the car. I'm testing it on the course of this event for them.
Okay.
And so, tickets, my employer does not like that very much. Okay. So I would very much appreciate it if you would be kind and cut me a break.
I'll see what I can do, okay?
Okay.
If you would just stay in the vehicle, I'll be right back.
I'm not going anywhere, man.
Certainly pleaded your case.
Dude, I am just a fucking magnet for cops, dude. I don't know what it is, man. I'm a magnet for them.
How did he get you, though?
He fucking instant on me.
I don't.
What?
I don't know if that makes sense to me.
Okay. Usually cops are lazy, right? So, you filming?
Yeah.
Usually cops are lazy. So they'll just sit on the side of the road with their radar on. Most people don't have radar detectors. So they will, they'll catch someone in 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If cops know a rally's coming through, they'll turn their radar off. And when they see someone, then they'll flip it on real quick. And if your radar detector will go off, but he's already got you.
So when we got hit right then, it didn't go.
Right, because he wasn't sitting there and we were getting closer. He was 50 feet away and flipped it on right there.
No.
Hold that camera, because if he sees the blinking light, he might think we're trying to pull. That's shady. Just be chill with it. Whatever. Please fucking let me go, man. My license cannot take this shit. Please.
Why is it gonna be a red fucking light?
Huh?
Let me go, bro. Actually, this might be perfect like this because the thing's blinking already.
Yeah. This is me. This is me doing what I do best. Get fucking pulled over. I am a seasoned veteran at this. Hope he fucking takes mercy. I would really appreciate not getting a ticket right now.
Did they pull over up there or did they bounce?
They said I'll meet me at the next exit or some shit.
Get audio.
Yeah, but it's quiet here and we're talking. Just talking about this.
At the very least, you can use it for something. If you get nailed, it's play it off as being crazy Matt Farah. He was no joke behind you too. He was moving.
But you see, I pulled over before he even turned his lights on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you know you're busted, just pull right over.
Were you doing it?
You're doing what?
I didn't even look down. Were you doing? What did he say? 75?
76? Oh, of course I was going 76. Why would I not be going 76? It was so fucking stupid of me to agree to be up front. Of all the people in this entire group, I should not be the one up front. Are we at all surprised? Not even remotely.
Just definitely don't fling that out the window.
I'm not that stupid.
You certainly pleaded your case. I definitely don't do that enough.
Did that sound convincing?
Yeah, I know. It was sincere.
There he is.
Okay, here's your driver's license, proof of insurance back. I did issue a warning for your speed today.
Okay, I appreciate you cutting me a break, sir.
No,
I'll take it easy the rest of the way.
Just make sure you're watching your speed, slow it down a little bit. Just take it down just a little bit for me.
This thing, 555 horsepower, and
Is
it's
it
just
really?
yeah, it's twin turbo, and it is like smooth as silk. You don't even really know, and I'm just trying to get there and get some sleep.
Well, you were leading the pack, so I think I saw a Ferrari in there.
There was a Ferrari in there. Next time, I'd appreciate if you pull over the Ferrari.
Well, he's not the one I got.
He can afford the tickets.
Well, he was going. I think he was at like 68. The rest of the pack, once I got you, everybody's radar detector went off. Everybody dynamited the brakes.
So how did you do that? Do you actually flip it on?
It's instant on.
Yeah,
instant on.
Our radars, at least for our agency, the Highway Patrol, our radars are not on until I push the button.
Right.
Once I push the button, it has your speed immediately.
Well, usually cops are lazy and just sit on the side of the road and leave it on.
Yeah.
But
how did you?
You see cars with stickers and you go, these guys know.
But you didn't see us. You just saw a car and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna test it. But you didn't see him and like, oh, I'm gonna try to get him type of thing, or were you just like,
here's the deal. Our radar, it's the first speed it gets is going to be the front vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were the front vehicle when I.
So you just happened to flip it on. You weren't like, oh, how could he possibly see stickers on the car?
No, he didn't see stickers on the car. No, he didn't see stickers.
I just saw headlights.
Yeah.
I'm checking everybody that's coming out. I didn't check you guys just because. You were a pack of cars.
Right.
I was checking everybody.
Yeah.
And I get on the highway and I see a car. I hit the radar and. And of course you dynamited the brakes when your radar detector went off.
Of course I did, because I am well trained in these matters. All right.
But unfortunately, we the way we work our radars kind of gets around radar detectors.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks for being fair.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I'll take it easy on the way in.
All right. Have a safe
All right.
day.
You too.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Thoughts, Matthew?
And is that a headlight? Oh, is it?
That's
a
huge
garbage truck?
Oh, okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you talk your way out of a speeding ticket in Kansas.
Registration.
Written warning, FTW. Farah out.